Hello all, and welcome to another episode of You and Me Connect, where Europe and Middle East connect, and you and me connect. Very simple, because connection is everything. But when we talk about connection, we also have to talk about the energy behind it, and also have to talk about this world that is being powered by various sources that makes us move and be able to connect. Today I have with me a very dear friend of mine. She's, in my opinion, one of the best experts in the world when it comes to energy. And since energy is a boy's game, she's a girl that made it her game. So I'm going to introduce to you today my friend Corina Popescu, board member of the Romanian Business Council and former president of Electrica SA, the biggest energy company in Romania. Welcome, Corina. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you very much for this kind introduction.
Okay, Olga, it's just the reality. I'm just stating the obvious because everyone knows that you're the power woman behind the power.
Yeah, to be very honest, it's quite hard to be a woman which try to do things in the world of the man.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Before we start, I always ask all my guests one thing. Who is Corina Popescu?
Corina Popescu, it's a woman. It's a wife. It's a mother of 2 daughters.
You're very rich.
Yes, it's true. My family, it's the things that give me the power to do things. And actually, I can say that my power comes from my family. I'm an engineer. I finished my study after the revolution. We was the first generation without having a job or a repetition in the fixed job. So actually I start my trip in this energy world very strange. So after all our professor give us the small piece of paper which actually mentioned that starting with today you are an engineer, you finished the study in the Romanian University in Polytechnica, and they told us good luck.
That's a nice way of doing things.
Yeah, so was strange because actually I finished I was the 3rd in my year.
Wow.
And everybody asked me, okay, please go to the design company that are at that point in time very strong in Romania. And I say no.
Okay.
I want to learn from the scratch. I would like to learn and to actually have the backup of my university study, the real life. And I start my activity in the Bucharest subsidiary of former Electrica at that point in time. I work with the people which didn't have, and with the simple people which weren't there. And I think this was my chance to succeed in this world.
Very well.
Because learning everything, nobody can turn me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, because that's the way. And I'm telling this to a lot of entrepreneurs I'm speaking with, and I say, listen, guys, if you build your own company, learn every single step, every single job, because that's the only way you can manage your company properly. So you've done that. And that's nice. So mother, engineer, manager, expert, know-how. You managed all of this. Congratulations. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
And since you're clearly an expert in the field of energy, what's going on in the world? We see a battle for energy. We see a mixture. Some people are saying solar is the place to go. Some are saying wind. Some are saying we don't have the infrastructure. So just give us an overview of what is going on in the world today with energy. Because we see the United Arab Emirates is building a nuclear program for energy. We see Romania. We just heard the president of Romania talking about in the 3 Summit about the new scale and about the reactor 3 and 4 in Chernobyl, the programs in making Iron Gates 3 operational and some other. So we see that there is a race actually for energy. What's going on?
If you ask me to give an word for energy, I can say balance. Because all the time in the energy field, everything needs to be balanced. And I think the more safe country or from the energy perspective is the country which has a balanced mix. So if somebody are looking only for solar without pay attention to another kind of sources like wind or nuclear or hydro, they are doing a mistake. Because solar you have only few hours in the day, and electricity you need to have 24 hours from 7 days.
Yeah, from here, correct.
So, and the reason that Romania succeed to ensure the, I can say,
Necessary energy?
the necessary, not only the necessary energy, I think it's a supplier of the resilience of the energy field in this region.
Wow.
Only because we have a balanced mix. We have nuclear, and it's good that we continue to speak about nuclear. We have coal, we have gas, we have
solar,
hydro. What's happened now? We are in the middle of transition with the energy sector, and we try to replace coal and gas with solar, wind, and with another kind of possibility to offer flexibility to the network, or to give the possibility to balance the network with battery, with storage.
With storage, okay.
Yeah. So the future could look very different. Coal will be replaced for sure with wind and solar. Gas maybe with hydrogen, because you need gas actually for the transition, for the actual situation to the net zero in 2050. And I heard to the summit that just was closed, and the speech delivered by
John Kerry. Mm-hmm.
By John Kerry was amazing. And yes, we need to pay attention, because for sure everybody wants to have nice and clean environment, because everybody are looking how we can pay attention to the environment, that our kids can have a better life also after 2050. This come my mother.
That's very good. So there's basically, we're in the middle of a shift, right?
Yes, we are in the middle of the transition, and I can say that everything that I learned in the university now I have changed. And I think I succeeded in this sector because I continue to
learn.
And to learn, but not only, I think also to deliver to the young generation what is new and what they are doing, because I'm also professor in ASE. It is a master defined only for energy, and I am from the beginning of this master.
Wow.
There. And,
you have a lot to share.
Yeah, and actually I take part of my energy also by having this class.
Nice. Oh, that's very good. Yeah, because you see the young people are the ones that we are preparing this world. So I think you're right. It's our obligation to leave this world better than the way we found it. You were talking about energy and about balancing sources, and I see that happening in the Middle East as well. They're now implementing the nuclear program. They have a very powerful solar program. They were producing a lot of their energy based on gas. So my question to you is, we had a very, let's just make a quick frame. We had a very hard winter, the last winter, where energy prices went up, gas prices went up. Is this something that, in your opinion, is gonna keep on happening, or is it gonna be balanced out? Because it's a transition, so I understand transition brings this, right?
Yes, it is a transition, and I think this higher price that we are looking to in the winter, because to be very honest, from my perspective, we don't have a hard winter. Hard winter was, I think, 5 years in the past when outside was minus 10, minus 20 degrees.
Correct.
Last winter was not like this. So was a cumul of the facts. First fact was an accalmie of the wind, and which is happened actually to every 10 years. And for Germany, which has a lot from their production covered by the wind production, which are in the north part of Germany, give a signal for increasing the price. In Europe, all the markets are coupled. So if something is happening, and everybody needs to understood that, if something is happening in Germany and they have a deficit in wind production, somebody need to cover with other kind of production.
So all the other countries contributed to that?
Yes, and all other countries contribute to balance the production and the consumption for Germany, and this is a signal for increasing the price. And another fact which also influenced, and there are not so many people which know that, was the program which started in 2018 for Ukraine and the Republic of Moldova, which would like to join European market, so they want to be
disconnected from Russia.
Exactly, disconnected from Russia and coupled with the European market. And actually, in the day when they decided to be decoupled, because were necessary to have some tests during 1 year to show to the European market that they can deliver the technical performance to have that things done. In the same day starts the war.
Oh my God. So it's a bad moment.
Was a bad moment, and maybe this was one of the reason that the Russian believed that can win this war in the very short term, because you see they go directly to their sensitive points in their energy field. The problem is that from this perspective, Europe was wrong and was powerful than Russia.
Was more powerful, okay.
Yes, more powerful. In only 3 weeks, all the Europe, together with Ukraine and Republic of Moldova, deliver what they need to deliver in 1 year.
Wow.
And in only 3 weeks, they are connected with Europe. So actually, from energy perspective, we have...
They were saved.
They were saved, exactly.
Wow.
And give them the power to do what they are doing until now.
So energy is very important. You know, there's a bigger game. Thank you for all this. I didn't know any of this, so this is valuable information.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yes, the energy give you the power, and also the natural resources also give you the power to be more powerful.
Yeah, because when we talk about energy, well, for our listeners, we have to say that energy is not just electricity. Energy is also gas. Energy is also coal, everything which...
And water, because you speak about technical process which is necessary in the system if you want to build the unit 3 and 4 for balance the production of this unit. So yeah, everything are connected.
Everything is
Because
interconnected, yeah.
You mentioned in the beginning, the connection give you the power.
Correct. I want to ask you also something else. When it comes to Middle East and Romania, are there things that are going to happen between these two countries, in your opinion, on energy level? Because there's a lot of discussions. I understood there's a lot of interest from both countries to collaborate more. I know for a fact that we have a lot of engineers that were from Chernobyl that are currently working on a nuclear program of the Middle East. So there's clearly a collaboration between our countries.
I think on the energy field, this collaboration it's not only from now. Also in the past, I think more of the network was built with the Romanian engineer, because we have a very good school in Romania, I think, and we deliver to them a lot of knowledge. Yeah, I can see strong collaboration on different segments, because you can collaborate in innovation, and I think now the Middle East is very well advanced in this, and could be a lot of segment that can bring add value for both the region, I say.
Yeah, because I know that in Romania we have Transelectrica, which is the one that's transporting all the high volume, and we have TACA in the Middle East. And I understood that they're trying to collaborate and do things together, which is, for me, in my opinion, it's a great thing, because exchanging information and working together and being connected, as we're saying, is what makes you evolve, right?
Actually, the connection can be done not only through a physical connection, because I don't believe that Transelectrica network will be connected to TACA network.
Of course.
But connection is also exchange the idea, exchange some technology that can be used, exchange and collaboration to the level of the human resources, because I think the most important power of the company it's
employees.
The human resources.
That's true.
And for sure, in innovation could be different kind of segment that can be developed together and then used by both TSO in the network.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's very important, because when we talk about energy, oil is also energy, right? So crude oil is energy in liquid form. And, Middle East has a lot of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in my opinion, all of this mixture they're doing, building a nuclear program, building solar, all of these things are really going to help us in Europe in order to, as you said, exchange information, exchange know-how. We have very good engineers. Whenever I'm flying to UAE, I'm always half of the flight is full of engineers from Romania. So that's a wow factor. And besides this, I wanted to ask you, because we talked about what is today, what's next? What is the future of energy? What do you think that the next, let's not say 30, 20, let's say the next 5 years is going to be in energy?
The next 5 years, I think next 5 years means to close this decade, which is for sure the renewables. And it is for building wind and solar. And to start another two kind of segment which will help to balance this production. That means storage with battery and hydrogen.
That's what I want to say. So
Actually,
we're going to see more batteries and more hydrogen, right?
Exactly. But building and having a strong portion from the total production produced by wind and solar, changing the strategy, how you need to balance the sector and the production, and innovation in these two segments in order to bring these two new technology from the very high and expensive technology to a cheapest one, and to implement and prepare the sector for the next decade.
Exactly like it happened in solar panels. 10 years ago, you could not even think of a solar panel. And today, it's cheaper to buy a solar panel than going and connecting to the grid.
Exactly. And what I think is important also, because you can have the production, but on the other hand, you need also to have the grid developed in such a way that can transport the electricity very easy. And what I think is the most important things for the grid, to digitalize the grid and to prepare the grid for such mix.
Is the Romanian grid ready for that? So we need to upgrade that.
It's not only upgrading, it's also upgrading when we speak about Transelectrica network, but it is another philosophy to build and to reinforce the network. Completely different compared to the one that I learned in the university.
So things are changing and evolving. And the nice thing is that you're teaching children, so whether you like it or not, you have to be up to speed to the newest technologies.
Exactly. When we built this MBA in ASE, was a discussion between the university professor and the business from energy field. And the business mentioned that the kids are very smart, but after they finish their study, they are not prepared to work. And actually, you need to invest more time, and time costs money, in preparing these kids for what means the real life. And we decided to have this MBA in order to, and it is an MBA with a professor from ASE and with a professor associate like me from the business.
Nice.
And together to start to prepare the young generation for the real life.
Nice. That's a very good angle, because without professionals that really know what they're talking about, we cannot cope with this very fast moving world. I have one more question for you. Do you think there's currently a worldwide race between electric cars and hydrogen cars? Who would you bet on and why? If you were to bet on, let's say, an electrical car company or a hydrogen car company?
Both.
Really?
Hydrogen cars I see more for trucks, and for the smaller cars that you can use, especially in the city, I still believe that electric cars are the future.
So we should pay attention to both of them.
Exactly.
Well, Corina, I want to thank you very much for joining us today. We're close to the end of our show. All the guests that come to my show, I always ask them to just send a message, any message they want, to our listeners. So what's your message for our listeners?
We need to pay attention to the environment, and we need to take care in order to be sure that our future could be light.
So take care of the environment so we can have a world to live in.
Yeah.
Thank you for the beautiful message, Corina. Thank you very much for being here with us. And what can I say? As always, a power girl behind the power. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome.